Hello, thank you for joining me. I've come down to a friend's orchard for a change of scene, and I'm standing under a heavily laden plum tree. Maybe still a few days to go before they're quite ready for picking, but probably okay for stewing. And I want to talk to you today about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. As in a book from about 15 years ago by Susan Jeffers, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And I wonder if any of you have done this or felt that you had to do it. Okay, I faced one of my fears last week. I haven't driven on a motorway for several years, and I did it. But that was my choice. I chose to do it. But on a previous occasion, I was sort of forced to do it in a very gentle, sweet way by my young granddaughter. I was out visiting in Hong Kong and we went to Disney World. And she was just old enough to go on the big girls' rides that I am petrified of. Always have been, and this fear it built up when I, as a teenager, was told that the Wild Mouse ride at Blackpool was a children's ride. And I went on, it wasn't. It was a zip round corners, and so my fear grew. Anyway, we got to Space Mountain in Hong Kong Disney. And my granddaughter said, "Oh, will you sit with me, Grandma?" I said, "No, I'm looking after the coats and the cameras." "No, Grandma, come on." So her daddy said, "Well, Grandma doesn't like rides like this." I said, "No, I'm frightened of it." "Well, Grandma, you always tell me to be brave, so you be brave." At that, I knew she'd got me. I had to go on the ride. So we were queuing up, and then we reached a point that said, "There's no turning back from now," and I thought, oh, no. Beam me up, Scotty, get me out of here. Anything but go on, but go on I had to. So she got in first and I followed her, and she said, "I'll hold your hand, Grandma. Don't worry, I'll hold your hand and you will be fine. You are brave." Yeah. Well, one hand, the free hand, clung to the bar. I braced my knees against anything solid that I could brace them against. And I held my breath and off we went. And she was just gently holding my hand, and I longed to drop her hand and grab the bar with it, but no, I had to keep hold of her hand. So round we went, and it was my worst fears. Not only zipping round and whipping round corners and changing directions, but doing it all in the dark. Anyway, she said, "We're nearly at the end now. You've done very well." Talk about role reversal. Anyway, we got to the end. And if you've been on a Disney ride, you'll know that you come into a platform that's moving at the same speed as your carriage, and you get out. Well, you've heard of the old freeze, run response to fear. I completely and utterly froze. I could not move, even though deep inside I knew that if I didn't move, I would be going round again. So fortunately, my son recognised my plight, hiked me out very unceremoniously, and boy, was I ever grateful for that. So I was met with, "Well done, Grandma, you did it. Come on, let's go round again." No, darling, once was more than enough for Grandma. Thank you so much. So I can really empathise with anybody who is persuaded to do something against their will, something which really frightens them. And I didn't feel, well done, you did it at the end. I just felt, thank goodness I'm off that, and I am never, ever, 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 ever going on anything like that, ever, ever, ever again. So, if you can face your fear and do something, good for you. But so long as you've got control, then that's all right. So thank you for listening, and I will return you to earth with another look at these glorious plums. Smell nice and fruity. Thank you for listening. Take care. I've got my arm stuck in the plums now. Speak to you tomorrow. Bye.